Okay, let's get to some big breaking news for you. We can head to Molineux now and join Kirsty Edwards for it. So, Kirsty, lovely to see you. What can you tell us?
Yeah, the wait is over for Wolves fans. We have an announcement. It is official. Rob Edwards is the new head coach. A 3.5-year deal has been signed, and he brings with him as well his assistant from Middlesbrough, Harry Watling. So the deal finalised. We had a suspicion it was very close this morning when we actually filmed Rob Edwards driving into the training ground. It was about 11:15 this morning, and that suggested it was very, very close. He was sat in the passenger seat, gave a thumbs up, so he's delighted, it seems, to be joining his former club, a club where he was a player, a former coach as well. The club's chairman, Jeff Shee, has had this to say about Rob Edwards. He says when he was a youth coach here, he showed his tactical awareness, but after he took first team jobs, he started to grow his own identity, character and leadership. We need to refresh the whole club, he says, with a new coach's philosophy, bringing his own identity and ideas, and we can build on that. We are at a new chapter for the club, and Rob will be a key piece of that. So a new era, which all begins a week on Saturday, right here at Molineux, when Wolves take on Crystal Palace, and Rob Edwards will be in the dugout.
He certainly will. They talk about new chapters, but Kirsty, he's going to have to deliver a big turnaround, won't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Some interesting quotes, actually, from Matt Jackson, who is the Director of Player Recruitment and Development at Wolves. And he's talks about the fact that they have to be realistic about where they are and definitely need to be held accountable. I'm sure the Wolves fans are holding a lot of them accountable right now for the situation they're in. He says we now need to get that belief into the players quickly and think Rob will be great culturally for the whole football club. The situation they find themselves in is bottom of the league. It's a really tough proposition for Rob Edwards to drag them off the bottom. They're 8 points adrift right now, just 2 points from their first 11 games. No club in the Premier League history has managed to escape relegation in that position. So, yeah, a tough job for Rob Edwards. All over the pitch, things need sorting out. They're the lowest scorers in the league. In the last game they played against Chelsea, it took till the 61st minute for them to register a shot. Just 3 shots in the whole of that game, none of them on target. That shows just how much they're struggling in front of goal. And at the other end, they've shipped the most goals so far in the Premier League as well, 25 in all. So, yeah, he needs to make them stronger all over the pitch. He's got some time, though, as I say. First game will be a week on Saturday, but a really, really big job for Rob Edwards. But, yeah, I think clearly he was really keen to come here, so he will believe he will be the man who can turn things around.
Yeah, and you'd imagine that's because of what he was doing at Middlesbrough. Of course, that all means that time has come to an end for Rob Edwards. Where will that leave them? They were flying high in the Championship, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have come at a worse time for them, could it? And they were obviously disgruntled at all of this. They clearly didn't want him to go. They refused permission, first of all, didn't they, when Wolves wanted to speak to him. And clearly there's a lot of anger as well from them, from the supporters. The fact that Rob Edwards only joined in the summer, he spoke a lot about it being one big family. So they're really unhappy about the fact he has decided to leave. But as you say, for anybody coming in, they're in a great position in terms of attracting names to the club. They're currently second in the Championship table. So they're in with such a good chance of being in that race for promotion this season. And we're seeing some big names linked with the club right now, the likes of Steven Gerrard. Interestingly enough, Gary O'Neill, who was at Wolves not so long ago and actually had been approached by Wolves for this vacant job here, of course, and he decided to walk away from talks regarding the job here. But here's another name being linked with Middlesbrough right now. Other managers like Tony Mowbray as well also said to be in the frame. So they are talking about some big names there. And as I say, they are in a fantastic position to hopefully attract a big name to the club, or somebody who's had some real success and who they hope will continue the success that they've had so far this season. Next up for Middlesbrough is a game against Oxford. That's a week on Saturday as well. So they've got a bit of time to get things sorted. And of course, they've lost their assistant as well. So need to add to their backroom staff too. But yeah, we'll wait to see how that one progresses. As I say, they do have a bit of time though till their next game a week on Saturday against Oxford. But here at Wolves, it is sorted. Rob Edwards is the new man in charge, and he will be in the dugout for this game coming up here at Molineux against Crystal Palace a week on Saturday.
Kirsty, thank you very much indeed. And in fact, we can bring you a little bit more of how Middlesbrough will cope, because they've issued a statement saying exactly this. Middlesbrough FC can confirm that Rob Edwards has now officially resigned his post as head coach after agreeing a contract with Wolves. Rob had signed a 3-year contract with ourselves during the summer, but after he made it clear he was keen to join Wolves, we reluctantly agreed a figure of compensation for both himself and one of his first team coaches, Harry Watling. On Saturday, the Riverside came together as one, players, staff and supporters, and you could feel the sense of unity, they say, which is at the core of our club. To everyone involved, we would like to say thank you. They go on to say Adi Vivesh took charge of team affairs last Saturday and will continue to do so during the interim period. Let's stay together, UTB, they say. So that's a statement from Middlesbrough FC confirming that, of course, Rob Edwards has officially resigned from that post there.